नमस्कार दोस्तों, मैं संजू मंजीर आपका इस चैनल पे स्वागत करता हूं। और आज के इस लेक्चर में हम प्रोटेक्टिव टाइप फ्लैंज कपलिंग का डिज़ाइन कैसे किया जाता है, कौन कौन सी फेलियर्स उसमें आएंगी और उस फेलियर को कैसे रोका जा सकता है। अगर वो फेलियर कहीं पर आता है किसी भी वर्किंग के दौरान, शाफ्ट की वर्किंग के दौरान, तो उसको हम कैसे रोकेंगे। सो इट इज़ ऑल अबाउट अ न्यूमेरिकल प्रॉब्लम वेयर वी will know the basic design procedure of a protective type flange coupling and what is the criteria for selecting or designing a cast iron flange coupling, that is a protective type flange coupling. So all about the all about this coupling is to be discussed here and with step by step. So please continue with me and watch the video till the end. I guarantee you never forget the design procedure for a cast iron protective type flange coupling. So I start with a simple numerical, but this numerical is comes more time in the exams. So some questions are also asked in this chapter or related to the cast iron protective type flange coupling, and this is all design a cast iron protective type flange coupling to transmit 15 kilowatt at 900 rpm. Remember, this is your power and this is your speed, that is n, from an electric motor to a compressor. Okay, understand it? So that power is transmitted from electric motor to a compressor. So we use a protected type flange coupling between them, between the shaft of the motor and the compressor. So that's what is the next. So the service factor may be, remember, the service factor may be 1.35. What is the meaning of service factor? So that it is a multiplication of the torque. Okay, if suppose we found the torque something about 100 newton meter and we have a service factor about 1.35 mm, so what is the meaning of this? So the shaft which is transmitted the maximum power of about 100 into 1.35, 100 into 1.35. okay, so this is the maximum power transmitted by the shaft. So it is the maximum one, it is the general or moderate condition. Okay, so the next is, it may be 1.35. Next, the following permissible stresses may be used. So following permissible stresses may be used. So if you completely know about the flange coupling and what kind of stresses act or generated during the application, or we and how they can damages or they affect exactly they affect the life of the materials of the, or you can say the different parts of the this arrangement, this assembly of the coupling and their shaft. Okay, so there are only two types of stresses act, and that is shear stress, and other one is, you understand, that is a crushing stress. So as you know, the coupling have the few parts. Coupling have the different type of parts. So the arrangement is like they are assembled with a shaft, they have a key, they have a hub, and they have a cast iron flanges. So many items or many parts are assembled with this coupling. So some of them are mainly which generally affect the life of the coupling are as follows. So this is shear stress for shaft, bolt and key. Shear stress for shaft, so that is tau f, and that is shear stress for bolt tau b, and for key is or are equal, and it is about 40 megapascal. Okay, and the crushing stress for bolt and key, remember, it is of about 80 megapascal. And one more remaining, the shear stress for cast iron, that means flange. Shear stress for flange, that means tau f, or you can say cast iron. So this is tau c, that is equal to tau c is equal to 8 megapascal. Remember, 8 megapascal. So draw a neat sketch of this coupling. So firstly, before starting the solution, I will show you a diagram. I will show a diagram of the protected type flange coupling. So it is quite easy to solve the solution. And if you not seen the previous video where we discussed about the protected type flange coupling, the design criteria or design condition for protected type flange coupling, so you can go through this video and learn or know the much more detail about the protected type flange coupling. Then now this question will be very easy to solve for you. So I will start. So just I have a diagram. So okay, so now from this diagram you can see at last from after the calculation you need to draw like this one. Okay, because this is very important, because in the question at the last section we have a requirement of to draw a neat sketch of the coupling. So design is one matter where we calculate, we find all the necessary dimensions or checking the condition of failure. Okay, then at last after successfully find or successfully checking the completion of the failure, we need to draw a neat sketch. Okay, then you getting a maximum marks. So this one is the diagram of or front view of the flange coupling protected type. So here you can see the different parts, that is the shaft which diameter is d. Okay, now next this portion is we are saying this is a hub, which the key and hub have a arrangement and the key locks their rotation. Okay, so this is arrangement, and now we move to the upward section. So this you seen it is a nut and bolt arrangement, and the mean circle diameter of the nut each d1. Now we can move to the upward section. Here you seen that is the two kind of thicknesses used. One of the thickness of flange normal, and against the next one is a very important as a point of protected type flange coupling, because because this decides the coupling as a protection, is have a protection to uh, neglect or to reduce the injuries against the sorry, to control or to avoid any injuries or any dangerous to the workman. So this is we know we call it a protected the thickness of protective circumferential pitch flange. Okay, so it is a value fixed and it is about 0.25, and the thickness of flange, that is TF is equal to 0.5 T. Okay, right now we can see here that is a two different types of diameter. So now this is a hub diameter which is equal to 2D. We can move and see this is a pitch circle diameter of the nut or sorry bolt, and now it is represented as D1 which is equal to 3D. Now this one is flange. So now this is outer or outside diameter of the flange, which is represented by D2 and which is equal to 4 into D. So I think it is enough, and now we can start the calculation. So stay with me, and please at last, if you like the lecture or you can learn something new or you understand the anything from this lecture, then please like my video and share it for your friends and other groups, and please don't forget to like my video, and please if you not subscribe my channel, then please I request to you, please subscribe my channel. So we just start. Let's start with the let we start the solution. So solution. So firstly we need to write the given value. So given, what is given in the question? So power transmitted, that is P is equal to 15 kilowatt, and when we convert this into watt, then it is about 15 into 10 power 3 watt. Speed, that means RPM, and which is equal to N, 900 RPM. Okay, now the next one is the service factor. SF is equal to 1.35, and now this some kind of stresses are given. So the shear stress for shaft, key and bolt is equal to 40 megapascal. Right now again a shaft shear stress for cast iron flange, which is made of cast iron, flange is made of cast iron, then it is about 8 megapascal, and the crushing stress for key and bolt is 80 megapascal. So now just 1 minute we looking for this one. So here you can see that the crushing stress is twice into shear stress for key. So it is for a square key, it is only done with a square key. So how it will be, then for the detail of this you are watching the video of key, design of key, then you completely understand it. Okay, so now we can continue this. So start with the what we need to find. So in this diagram I just put for you here. Okay, so now from this diagram, the let D is equal to diameter of shaft. Okay, and D1 is equal to diameter of hub, and which is equal to 2 into small d, that is means diameter of hub. And right now d2, that is the pitch circle diameter of bolt, PCD of bolt, which is equal to 3 into d. So these r values are fixed. And last d3, that means the outside diameter of flange, which is equal to 4 into d. Okay, so these are values are we easily find when we know the diameter of the shaft. When we find the diameter of the shaft, then we just we put the diameter, the value of d on here, and find d1, d2 and d3. Okay, right now we can move to the next section. And so all important dimensions will be discussed in every section. Okay, so now first we need to design for hub. Okay, so right now we need to design a hub. So let's see, this is your front view. So first one is the design for hub. So you can know d is the diameter of the hub. So we need to find this. So how it can be calculated? So just I show you with a diagram. You see this portion, this one is your hub, and if we draw the side view, or you can say side view or assembled view, then it looks like so this is your shaft dia like this, and at this portion this is your hub. Okay, so this one is your diameter d and this one is your small d. So we need to find this diameter. Okay, we need to find this diameter. So firstly we need to find this, then we got already this. Okay, so now let we all know torque transmitted by shaft in terms of power. So we know P is equal to 2 pi n T upon 60. You all know very well this. So now what is T? So T is equal to 60 into P upon 2 pi n. So putting the all value, so this is 60 into 15, what is the value of power, into 10 power 3, and 2 pi, and what is the value of n? This is about 900. So when we calculate this, you just do right now. So I find this value is about 159.15 Newton meter, and if we convert this into Newton mm, then multiply it with 10 power 3. So it is about 159.15 into 10 power 3 and Newton mm. Okay, so we find the value of T. Now we have a service factor of 1.35. So we already discussed with you. So the T maximum, now maximum power transmission is given by 1.35 into multiply this T. This we can say this is a mean torque. Okay, this is maximum torque. So it is about 1.35 into 159.15 into 10 power 3. So it is around 214.85 into 10 power 3 Newton mm. Okay, so this formula is important as a point of your competition examination or your subjective one, that means your university examination. Okay, so right now we can move to the next section, and we again know the when we think about the power transmission through the shaft. So it is also given by T is equal to pi by 16 into tau is shaft, so tau s into d cube. You all know very well. So right now from this equation, using this equation, putting the value of T, what is T? So this is about T maximum torque transmitted by the shaft. So now you all are using this equation. Okay, use this equation. So putting the value of tau s, because this is given in your question and it is about 48 megapascal, find D. Okay, so let's see what we find the value of, what is the value of the small d, that is the diameter of the shaft. So right now we know T maximum is equal to pi by 16. Here you can say the maximum torque transmitted by shaft. Okay, so pi by 16 into tau s into d cube. So it is, what is the value? We find the value T max is equal to 214.85 into 10 power 3 and pi by 16. And what is the value of tau s? It is about 40 megapascal. No need to change because it is always, because we use the tau maximum is Newton mm. So megapascal is is equal to Newton per mm square. So no need to change. And what is the value of d? It is unknown. So right now, so when you calculate this, then you find the value of d, and which is equal to 30.13 mm. But when you see you check this value from your data book, then you find the diameter of like this shaft. We can take the step of 5 mm between the 25 to 60 mm shaft. Okay, so right now it is about 35 mm. We discuss it when we learn it is, you understand this from the lecture of shaft, so you can look this from there. Okay, right now, so this is your the diameter of the shaft. Now we can find all other values. So like diameter of hub is easily calculated with, because it's a fixed formula, if it is equal to 2d, so it is about 70 mm. Right now the pitch circle diameter of bolt E1, which is equal to 3 into d, so it is about, one second, or we discuss it or you can find it. Okay, so no doubt, so you can check with that is your, at last we find the value like d1 is equal to 105 mm, and last outside diameter of flange d2 is equal to 4 into d, that is of about 140 mm. Okay, so this is your all the diameters, and now we can check that the hub diameter is safe or not when the torque transmitted is given by, or we need to find the torque transmission from the hollow shaft. So right now we can check these induced shear stress is safe or not. Okay, so let's start. And one more thing is remaining, this is length of hub. So length of hub is taken as length is equal to 1.5 into d. Okay, so it is about 52.5 mm. Now the diameter d, that means diameter of hub is safe or not, we can check from the torque transmitted by transmitted by hollow shaft, because hub and shaft assembly is always hollow. Okay, so hollow shaft, so it is T max is equal to pi by 16 into tau c, because hub is made of cast iron, tau c, and outer diameter of hub, that diameter of hub is d4 and small d4 and d. It is all this equation completely discussed into the previous chapter, so I provide a link in the description. Okay, so now we can check this value. So putting all the values, that means T max is 214.85 into 10 power 3, and we if we just cross multiply of the all the values, so you can do right now. So it is about y by 16 and tau c is unknown. Right now d4 is equal to 70 power 4 minus this is about 35 power 4 is upon 70. So you find the value of tau c is around 3.40 megapascal. You check right now, you need to check this and clear your doubt. Okay, so you find this induced crushing stress is shear stress, that means 3.40 is less than the allowable or permissible stress, but allowable shear stress, which is equal to 8 megapascal. You seen from your question. Okay, so we all know when the induced stresses are below the allowable stresses, then all the dimensions are safe. Okay, so the diameter d, which is equal to 70 mm, is safe for design of hub. Okay, so no doubt regarding this. Now we move to the section of the design for key. So next section is your, and it is very easy, design for key. So as we all know, when we design the key like this, something we suppose we take here we use a square key. Why? Because because sigma ck, that is shear stress for key, is twice into crushing stress for key is twice of the shear stress for key. So for this reason we use a square key. So like this is, suppose this is your square key, this is your width, this is your thickness, and this one is your length. So length of key is exactly same as the length of hub. So it is also equal to 52.5 mm. Okay, now we can check W and T. So it is fixed value and which is taken from the design data book. So if you check this value from your design data book, then you found for the shaft diameter of 35 mm, the value of width is around 12 mm and thickness is around 12 mm, because in the condition of square key the width and thickness are same. Okay, so 12 and 12 for both. Okay, and length of key is 52.5 mm. But these dimensions are safe or not, we can check from the equation of torque transmitted, because in designing of key we faces a crushing stress and a shear stress and a crushing stress. So The induced stresses are less or high from the given permissible stresses. We check from the two equation, one for this when we considering the shearing and one for this considering the crushing. So right now we can check this. So first we need to consider a shearing of key. So considering shearing of key. So the formula for torque transmitter is given by T max is equal to L into small w into tau k into d by 2. So putting all the values, so it is around 214 into 85 into 10 power 3, length is 52.5, w is 12. We need to check this shear stress, and d, what is d? It is around 35 by 2. So when we calculate this or you calculate this, then you found that is a tau k is around 119.50 megapascal. So it is also less than the permissible or allowable one. Okay, so therefore our design for key is safe. Okay, now considering crushing of key, then what is the equation for this? So T max is equal to L into T by 2 into sigma ck into d by 2. Okay, so all the all the value t is around 12, so you found sigma ck is 38.97 megapascal, which is also less than the permissible or allowable one. So our design is also safe for crushing stress. Okay, so now our design for key is completed, and all the dimension like length, width and thickness are correct. No need to calculate further this one. Okay, now we can move to the design of the next section, and it is about design for flange. So next one is your design of flange. So what is the requirement of flange? So we have the requirement for of flange is because they are looks like this, and this have also dimension for half, and like the shaft one is like this. Okay, these are for one side, again this is same for this next side. Okay, so what is the diameter of this flange? So it is 2d2. Okay, so we can find this because this is 4d, that means 140 mm. And what is the thickness? Tf. Okay, so we need to find Tf from using which type of equation? So let's see. So it is clear that Tf is fixed value and it is around 0.5 into d, so it is around 17.5 mm. Okay, because diameter is 35 mm, so half of this. So this is your answer. It is safe or not? So we are checking from the equation of the torque transmitted through flange. So torque transmitted is given by, for this section for flange, so T max is equal to here carefully. So this is flange, the hub is also fixed with the flange. So this is all the power. Also when we have a running condition of the shaft, then the shaft is also affect or also damage the shaft. hub, because the shaft and key have a shaft and hub is a connection with a key. So T max is equal to circumference, right now, circumference of hub into flange thickness, into shear stress, shear stress into radius of hub, radius of hub. Okay, so these three are the area, sorry, load, that means any kind of load, and this one is your radius. Okay, so load, that means F into R is torque. You find it because it is in Newton and it is in meter or mm, so Newton meter is a torque. So we need to write the equation or the its terms in the numerical form. So it is about what is the circumference of hub? So diameter of hub is d. So what is the circumference? It is about pi d or 2 pi r into flange thickness df into shear stress in flange, so tau c, okay, which is made of cast iron. And what is the radius of hub? So it is d by 2. So putting T max, all the known value, and check tau c. So we have 214.85 into T 10 power 3 of T max pi into what is d, it is 70 into Tf is equal to 17.5 into tau c, and it is 35 because 70 upon 2 is equal to 35. So you find the value of tau c is 1.59 megapascal, which is also less than the permissible value, and which is 8 megapascal from your question. So it is also safe. Okay, so Tf and D are now safe, and D2 are again. Okay, so now we can move to the next section, and it is the last one, and it is about the design for bolt. Design for bolt. So last one is your design for bolt. So we know that how the bolts are made. So like this one, okay, so this is your looks like a bolt. So this is your diameter of your pitch circle diameter of the bolt D1. Okay, so sorry, this is your nominal diameter, and what is the pitch circle diameter? So this one is your D. What is D1? Around total from below to, because these are, we have two, one for upper side and one for lower side. So from the distance is your D1, and which is equal to 3 into D. So we so putting all the values here and find D1. So you find D1 is equal to around 6.58 mm. But if we're talking about any kind of bolts, then these are not a fixed dimension, or if you are looking for this dimension in the market, then you missed it, because these are available in market for a certain kind of fixed nomenclature. And when we check this value from the data book, or considering coarse thread, so it is about, the standard size is about M8. So M8, this dimension are not available in the market, and it is usually taken as M8. Okay, so this is your answer. Now we can find all the values, but one more value is remaining, that is thickness of flange. thickness of protective circumferential flange, protective circumferential flange. So it is equal to, what is the value? So it is equal to TP is equal to 0.25 into D. So it is around 8.75, or you can say it 9 or 10 mm. Okay, so you got, or you have all the values, and at last you need to draw a diagram, a neat sketch. So this one is your neat diagram. So you are draw a diagram same to same like this, and if you are facing, or you found any problem to with this drawing, then you can comment me regarding this, and I'll try to make a video for their assembly. So if you need this, then please comment me. Okay, so thank you guys for watching, and if you really like this, then please share this video and like my videos, and please subscribe my channel. Okay, so thank you.